overlap between that deep practice of meditation and like the practice of prayer? And the reason I ask that is because, again, I grew up hearing a lot about, oh, spend time in prayer and ask God for, He'll give you the answers when you spend time in prayer. So is there an overlap there between and when I say prayer, I don't mean, just going to church, reciting your mass and coming back, but really getting into it like from your heart. Do you think there's an overlap between the practice of meditation and like prayer or praying to God? The reason I asked is because also when you started talking about like, that external force and other life forms, like, sometimes when you're praying, especially the background I come from, you pray to saints. Okay, we say that saints don't die. They're sort of in this in between place between God and humans. And the new age, or the newer denominations of Christianity, they don't believe that. They're like, it's God and it's you. But the old and traditional churches say no, the saints are sort of in between, and even after they pass, you can still pray to them, and they sort of put the request to God. So I was just thinking about all that when you were bringing this up. So I was just curious if you think there's an overlap there.
Okay, so I would use a different term. I would say there's something called prayer and there's another thing called worship.
Mm-hmm.
So prayer is not as close to meditation as worship is. In fact, worship can be a form of meditation
Okay.
because prayer is coming from a feeling where you lack something and you're asking something,
Mm-hmm.
a God, or you're praying to a saint or something, and you
Yeah.
ask that I want this. If this happens, I'll be really happy. I really need this or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
this comes from a feeling of lack, and you are asking something.
Yeah.
In meditation, you don't ask anything.
Mm-hmm.
You just go deeper. You try to understand. Okay, I want to understand how this world is, what the reality is, why I am the way I am, why I have my destiny in such a way or fate in such a way,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, why things happening to me in this way, what the truth of overall universe is,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do to make things better, right? So
Yeah.
you go deeper to try to find answers.
Yeah.
In prayer, you don't try to find answers. You leave
Mm-hmm.
it on God.
Yeah.
You exercise on your faith, saying that I trust that you will do. Uh, Please take care of it because I'm really struggling. I really need something here. I don't know if you see it or not, but I am not in good shape right now. And at times when God doesn't listen, we say, "Can't you see? I'm having really bad time here." Yeah, at times we fight with God as well because that's that's our ask from the God. Think of it this way: how an ask would be exercised upon. If you ask someone, say God in that example, how would God do something? In order to give you something, again, it has to be some actions, some manifestations, and also based on your, you can call, fate or destiny and your capacity to hold. Ultimately, why they are things like fate or destiny? Why? Or karma? It is because we are able to learn and evolve further and go higher, become higher self, know our higher self, right? And
Right.
unless we have that learning, even if we are getting something, we will not be able to understand that value. So it's like the same thing. May not be right example, but would you give a knife in your kid's hands or a gun? You will not. Or the example, I guess, the candy. If your baby is crying for candy and you know it's not good for teeth, or he does not have or she does not have strong teeth right now, you will not. You probably would give something that makes teeth stronger. And once the baby has the capacity to eat candies,
Mhm.
you will not mind that, right?
Right.
So when we as humans, mere humans, without being aware of so much things, can think of this way, why wouldn't you think God think this way and not give you something that you cannot handle? So it is always advisable to increase our capacity, either by letting go of certain things or widening our vessel, basically. And meditation is one such technique. And ultimately, everything happens for that reason, that you learn
Yeah.
from something. Because if you don't learn from something, you are going to get into that cycle of following, feeling and experiencing the similar things over and over again till the time you learn your lesson, or you learn your learning, basically. And that is why it is important. Everyone says that be aware of what is happening, pay attention. Everyone is going through some pain or other, but whether we learn or not is something else, right? So I would say prayer is not close to meditation. Worship is another form of meditation, where you worship without expecting anything in return. In meditation also, we are not kind of expecting that, oh, I should get
Yeah.
I'm meditating to get $1 million or something, right? Or finding a life partner, or buying a new house or something. We just want to understand things. We just want to see how things are, what the reality is, what the truth about whole universe is. And worship is one way of meditation, where your mind can concentrate on the connection between you and God.
Mm-hmm.
So music is another good way of doing that. Many of the creative people, they use their creative skills to actually get connected at the higher level, whether they are creating music or painting or writing, or even in sports, you find them, they are able to concentrate far more greater than others. And what sets them apart is not their physical ability. um, Roger Federer is Roger Federer because he is able to do so much with whatever he can do, and he's not the strongest guy in the world at all. He has weakness in his game, but then he's still one of the all-time greatest player ever, I guess, in tennis history, or one of them at least. Same with Tiger Woods, Michael Schumacher, so many things, Ayrton Senna, different examples. So what I would say is, if it is prayer, understand that it is an ask, and asking is okay. I'm not saying prayer is bad, but understand, how would God give you something, or when would God give you something? It is when you are able to handle that, learn from it, able to manage it. So it actually boils to the same thing: we making changes to ourselves, we trying to understand ourselves. The same thing that you were telling in your presentation.
Yeah. Right.
And I guess one of the way you described it is not living in autopilot, right? Challenging ourselves in from comfort, and going out of the comfort zone.